searching for the answer to our trials. We came so far through our weakness. We found a love, even the stars between us won't bury us. One day we can be together. And this moment
Hello and welcome to the show with your host, the Crypto Lifer. Boom, 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 boom. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Hope you're doing well as we connect, as we begin this amazing day, January 14th, Thursday. And we're bringing it to you live like we always do. Little bit of music to keep your energy pumping. I hope you worked out this morning. I hope you meditated. I hope you had your chai, your tea, your kratom, whatever you're doing out there. I hope you had some. If you guys have had kratom, I'm not telling you I'm on kratom right now because I'm not, but I'm just saying, had you had it, pretty interesting little herb, honestly. Google it, look at it. Interesting little herb that I found out about a few years ago. Anyway, let's move on and get it popping into the live stream. How is the live stream going? Hopefully everything is pumping, everything is moving well. Let's take a look. Into the live stream. Sounds great. We had some audio issues last night. That seemed to be taken care of perfectly fine. Stream looks nice and clear. I did change it to 720. I did have it at 1080p. Tell me if that's an issue for you guys. I can go back to 1080p. Let me know. Shout out to everyone here. Crypto Don Juan, hit them likes before we start, please. With the moderator up in here now. Yo, this is dope, man. Bitcoin on fire. Everybody is on fire. My friends, I gave you the trade yesterday. I hope you took it. If you didn't, oh well, it happens. You don't have to get every trade. It's okay. Pat yourself on the back for being here right now. And let's jump like from a plane into the markets. Okay? Let's jump like from a spaceship into the markets. Let's not just jump into the markets. Let's just jump from the highest place possible into the markets. Let's go. Let's go. Bitcoin shares, those BTS hash rate shares, man. Bitcoin hash rate shares, betting on the hash rate. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? These guys have it all. They got it all. Smartest guys in the room, I tell you what. Betting on the hash rate. Honestly, I didn't even think of that. We talked about 1 inch. I thought it's possibly it would contest here down one more time, 116, but now it seems to be pushing up. You'll see it. If it breaks this area, we keep talking about this 137 area. If it breaks this line that I have here, 1 inch is easily going to gap back up to 160. So watch out for 1 inch. I have a position in it. I'm staking it. Why not? There's no reason not to. That is the Discord in the background. Please join the Discord. We are getting it going. I don't even really know how to invite people. That's how bad I am at Discord. I will admit what I do, what I know, and what I don't know. But this is the Discord channel. We're going to get it popping. The Crypto Life World Trading Group. Because this is the world. We're dealing with the world. Meet people from all around the world in the Crypto Lifer Trading Group. Maybe you'll find your wife. Maybe you'll find your soulmate. Who knows? Join the Crypto Lifer Trading Group. Hit the link in the description below to join the Telegram. That's where it all begins. That's where it all begins. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Going to change the music. Every time I go to do something different, I always end up just going back to the old music, man. Because it's the one that seems to fit the best. But eventually I'm going to have to get a better playlist. Got to work on all these different things. All right, we're going to get into Bitcoin right now, as we always do, at the beginning of the market. How is the stream? Is the stream moving well? Everyone doing okay? Let's move this away so you guys can see the chat. Boom. Bitcoin is on fire. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Unbelievable. Let's take a look at Bitcoin right now, as we always do, and start the morning off right. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream here. Let me make sure that is as loud as it can be. There we go. There we go. Now we are in business. Now it's like you're sitting in the room with me. That's the point. I wanted the audio to really feel like people were sitting in the room. I studied the audio. I sat. I'm just trying to tell you, I made sure that I got the right preamp, the right microphone. I studied all different microphones. Okay. Now here we go with Bitcoin. Now, as you can see, my target for Bitcoin was right up here at 40,000. I never wavered And I called it for you guys. Last night on the channel, we went over it as well. I talked about how we bounce off the 21-day moving average. I talked about how this was an inverted head and shoulders and they break to the upside. How simple it was for me. A lot of people who were flopping and groping, I just played it real simple. And I said, okay, this is an inverted head and shoulders. They break out 68% of the time. And this is my target right here, look. So I'm going for all-time highs at 42,666, and I'm calling for a $44,200 Bitcoin. Beautiful thing is this looks a lot like the 12K BART head. BART heads are beautiful. Why? Well, they're horrible when they occur, but they become great support. And I could show you how the BART head at 12K down here, because I have a photographic memory of it. And you guys can all remember that 12K BART head, I'm sure. As we go all the way back. Oh yeah, 15. Just to prove a point, I guess. But 12K BART head. Amazing how these things look so long later on, you know. But we battled here, and then there's that 12K BART head. I guess you have to look at it on the daily. Right here. See, we just battled it, right? And we were done. But what happened there? I mean, this was strong support. We never even wanted to come touch it again. And it's like fire. The price is like, ooh, I don't want to even get burned going near that BART head. So it's just something, a little insight for you guys to see, you know, as we move forward into that 4 hour. But you can't see the BART head unless you're up here. But there it is. We break that BART head, man. I'm telling you, it's strong support. It becomes like a VPVR, right? So that's all I got to say about that. Anyway, let's check the 1 hour on Bitcoin. You can see we were about to have a bearish cross, but no way. It was negated. Negated completely by a flip. A flip is when you think you're about to have a bearish cross, but you do not. I call this a MACD flip. So if you hear me refer to the MACD flip, this is exactly what I'm talking about here. The MACD flip. Got flipped real quick. Now we're looking at $39,620 for Bitcoin. So, I mean, not much to say. Like, I feel vindicated as I made this call yesterday. Clearly pointed out that we were in inverse head and shoulders. Clearly brought out even this, that we were in a bit of a bull pennant on the 15-minute. Last night I was looking at this. I said, well, that's a bull pennant. We should break to the upside. And boom, there we go. We're up to 39,687. Doing amazing. Bitcoin on a blast. You could see little bull flag, boom, back up. Another bull flag, boom, back up. And just getting very, very bullish. Looks like the run wants to go sideways now. Just because, look, now we're going to have that same, see when the Stokes turn here, sideways a little bit. Turn there, sideways a little bit as we went down. Boom up, turn down. As they curved down, we went sideways a little bit. Did our double bottom, which matches the end of usually a wedge, which I keep seeing over and over again. Specifically this as we climb to the top. And now we're going to curve down again. So it's going to obviously look something probably like this. Unless we get a flip up, and even then we could kind of stay up in here on the Stokes. But for the most part, they've hit their peak. So will we see another one of these? And then you can rocket ship away up into the 40K region. But my target's sitting here at 42,700 as a new all-time high, breaking the old all-time high at 42,000. I think we did hit 42K, honestly. 4211, what I'm seeing here. Have to really zoom in on that, and let me take a look at it just for purposes. Obviously, yeah, okay, 41,980. There's a chance it was like, yeah, 41,989, something like that. But Bitcoin, man, making moves towards 40K. And if you were on this channel and you were watching this channel, I mean, that's clearly what we predicted yesterday and the day before. And not even predicted, that's what we saw in the charts, and we played the charts as they were given to us. We didn't use emotions. We didn't say, I think, or I have to, or this is going to be. All we said was, this is what we see, and this is what we're going to do. And that's exactly what so far has occurred. Hey, We could flip bearish now. Who knows? I stay open-minded at all times. But what I do is I use the charts and the patterns to my advantage and not my emotions. And if you can constantly use the charts to your advantage, you're going to constantly have an advantage, in my opinion, because the experts have already told you that these break out 68% of the time. Whether you want to believe that or not is up to you, and whether you want to trade that way is up to you. So there you go. But the 4 hour is getting a little spent. We have to give it that, right? We had a nice run up on the 4 hour. So we could maybe have to retest that 37.5. We just have to start thinking about how these oscillators reset and where the price could have to basically be influenced by that move, right? Let's also go to the daily and take a look. Daily, we have two big, beautiful candles making a nice move. And, we bounced off the 200-day moving average, but we're going to want to have to kiss it one more time or touch it. We'll see. And again, for the daily, you can do the same thing that I do with my voodoo. And you can be like, okay, is it still in the down pattern? You could be open-minded at all times. Are we going to come down here? Are we getting rejected? Or is Bitcoin in a beautiful up pattern? In either way, which is kind of funky, right? Alt-T, actually. Should be. Either way, if you look at this, right, because it could be possibly in this pattern here now, which is a rising wedge, right? Is it going to keep coming up all the way to that all-time high, 42,095, and then come and bounce? Would probably bounce here about 40K, right? 40K, maybe a wick down to 39 in this box area, and then continue its way, hopefully, for a blast out of this rising wedge on the daily to continue its tear. The daily looks amazing. Look at the lack of bearish momentum there. That is, when I see that on a coin on the daily with the Stokes this low after a run up like we had, unbelievable. So the daily looks set to go for Bitcoin, honestly, and has the most weight. So the fact that the daily looks the way it does, unbelievable to me. So I believe that Bitcoin is still very, very bullish. And now we can take another target. Look, we're forming a bit of a pattern here. So look, if I took price to price here and I took, just this area here and I put us up, I'm giving you the next possible target here. And it's about 53,000. It's about 53,970, around 54K for Bitcoin. So if we break out of this, which will be a rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern, 68% chance to break to the downside. But when they break to the upside, and in crypto, they like to break to the upside many, many a time. So because of that, sorry about that, because I know that, because I know that, I have positioned ourselves to create a target up here at about 53,697, even around, very close to 54K. So that's what I'm calling for now. If we decide to break out of the top of this pattern, we're going to have to see how the pattern plays out. So what I can do, in my opinion, and again, don't do anything I say to do on this channel. This is, of course, financial advice, not financial advice at all, right? This is for entertainment purposes only. This is just, you guys love to watch these possible projections, and you guys love to speculate with me, which it's so fun. It's so much fun. It's like our passion in life. So 18% gains, right? And from where we're at, looks like Bitcoin could at least get up 9% to the top of the pattern. So I'm going to call 43,100 as my call here, from where we're at. We may go down a little bit more back to the 38K, 38.5 region. It would make a lot of sense. It would reset the oscillator on the 4 hour. So we're going to have to see some type of downward movement. Do we retest the bottom of the pattern at 33,000? That's going to be the last place for me right here. This whole area here somewhere, if we come down and test. So we test this area. The lowest of the low to me is 32,500. Any lower than that, I'm not going to be too happy about. If we break that, and again, we don't want to break this low. We don't want to break this low here, and it's funny, uncannily at 32,500. Look at right there, and we definitely don't want to break this low here at 30,000. So we've held strong support at 30,000 once, twice, 3 times now. Even 4 times right here with a wick. So 1, Well, actually, let's count all the wicks. 1, 2 that came down but came back up. 3, 4 because it basically kissed it. 5, 6. 6 times we've tested 30K. So 30K is starting to become a pretty big baller in the game. Pretty tough guy on the playground, so to speak, right? He's a big number that doesn't want to fall off. Shout out to Mohit Singlo. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for coming into the stream. Really appreciate that. The chat looks cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. What's up, lifers, man? Shout out to everyone watching on the stream. Really appreciate it. The Future Capitalist, Crypto Don Juan, Crypto 24, Pavan Sai, my dude, Bonifaci Verselli, my man, Jose Pedro, Valverde, Patricio, bounced off the 21, my friend. Yes, it did. Instead of dragging up and down on the price axis, try double clicking to spread the chart out. Excellent. Thank you very much. Or it kind of just makes it the biggest part, though. But I can, like, zoom. Thanks, man. Glad I caught your live today. As a noob to crypto, your insights are very helpful. Chrissy Fouts, thank you so much for coming on in. Really, really appreciate it. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. What we're doing is we're looking at Bitcoin, and I have it going up to $54,000. Probably, by Valentine's Day, too. Looks highly likely, in my opinion. So there we go. That's something that I'm seeing happening. So that's the call on Bitcoin. We looked at the daily. The daily has no bearish momentum at all. Let's zoom in on the MACD daily if you really need to see it. Ooh. And you can see that. That's a beautiful thing. I mean, we had a little bit of red after a huge green wave, and we're like, nope, we're ready to rock again. We're ready to keep it moving. We're all set, and this is amazing to see. I still have these two patterns. It's possible that we coming down and moving in this channel before we break up to the upside. So here's your possibilities, because I'm always open-minded and I'm willing to not drink the Kool-Aid, right? Either way, then we're going to the target. Just might take a little longer. Or are we going to do a little something like this? And just get there a little quicker. Either way, we're getting there, folks. But do we retest 30K one more time? So that's the question. And so now if we test 30K, and what will happen is friends and family will be texting me, oh my God, we're going down again every time we get to these lows. And I'll just be watching the pattern play out. Whistling Dixie. So I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this. These were B2 entries, possible for move ups through the patterns. So then I look at these numbers, and this is a place where I'm going to have an idea of entry, right? Somewhere in there. I'm not going to be perfect, but we're going to see some type of movement in this area, right? We're going to see something like this, because it's in a pattern until it's not. And right now we caught it in a pattern. There's a chance that it's even in this pattern too. I'm going to make one more move. I'm going to make another, what's called a hyperbole line, or an idea line. There's a chance that we need to break back into this pattern, and we're still outside of it, and we're bearishly retesting the top here. Okay. And we're in it now. Then we're back inside of it now, as you can see, this area here. So there's a chance that this is a different pattern, and we just broke down out of it, and now we want to go up and down through it. But either way, we can see exactly which way Bitcoin wants to go by trapping it here in this position. And then we look at Bitcoin in just on the 1 hour, and you can see, I mean, I think we're going to make another look. We went up, we made a flag, we popped. We made a flag, we popped. We're going to have to make a flag. We are still pushing up on the 1 hour. 1 hour looks like it can get us over 40K until we have to deal with the 4 hour resetting. Because look, we have a lot of room to move here. And we showed you this yesterday, how much more we can go up. Bitcoin went right here from 34,000 all the way up to 37. So what about 3,000 from when the Stokes are just hitting the dotted line to when they round it up? That's a $3,000 move in the Stokes right here. And we're about to hit that dotted line with a lot of room and a lot of gas to move on this MACD. So it tells me that Bitcoin's about to rip up. into some higher highs. So unbelievable. DOT is doing amazing things. We'll take a look at DOT in 2. We're going to have an altcoin discussion like we've never had coming on up. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Now, if you look at dominance, my call for dominance is that it's going to break out a little bit and go all the way up to 71.48. We are dealing with that 69 area, and it's been a big deal. 70 has been a big deal. It's almost like we break 70, it's Bitcoin season. We get rejected by 70, it's altcoin season. So we're going to sit here and watch this very, very closely, this line for Bitcoin dominance. But I'll show you what I see on the daily, and what so far it looks like it is playing out is this. Look, I had a candle there, a candle there. So far, that projection is actually right spot on with the idea here on the daily. So even the 3-day, looks like we could break out and get all the way up to 73.59. Would you convert ETH for DOT? I think that would have been a good idea a while back. Right now, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to A-Rod NYC. Shout out to Arati. Shout out to the Future Capitalist, Chrissy Fouts, Mohit Singla, Noel, my man. Thank you guys for jumping on into the stream. Please hit that like button. Hit the, leave a comment. And also hit the notification bell so you can find out when I post my next video. And don't forget to just have a blast while you're here. Okay, check it out. So Bitcoin dominance right now is breaking out. The daily, let's take a look at the daily, is a little spent. The 3-day is spent, telling us that it kind of wants to curve back down too. The Stokes want to point back up though. That might give us a flip up here on the 3-day MACD. I've been learning that the Stokes, if they were arm wrestling with the MACD, they would win every time. I keep back testing it over and over again. So when the Stokes want to push up, the MACD ends up just bending to its will. So Stokes, I found, have a little more pressure when it comes to the MACD. The MACD says we're going to turn, but the Stokes will be turning up. So you want them to both like this. This is turning up and the MACD's turning up. This is a golden trade here. These are golden trades. You have the Stokes moving up, the MACD moving up. Look, price boomed up. That's what, that's with. And last night, I even said to everybody in the other 2 days too, I said that it looks like we have a double bottom here forming. Look, double bottom forming on, and a bit of a cup and handle. Look at that, right? And that told me that Bitcoin was going to get bullish, because why would we have that much momentum and some bullish sentiment on Bitcoin dominance if Bitcoin wasn't going to be going up? So when I saw dominance revving up like this, it told me something was brewing. And this could be look, that's a possible cup and handle. Say it isn't so, but I have it right there. You tell me what you think. Anyone could challenge me on their TA right now. Is that a cup and handle? It looks like it to me, my friends. It looks like it to me. So, yeah. All right, now we're going to take a look at total and total 2. These are huge indications as to if you should be going from Bitcoin into an altcoin or altcoin into Bitcoin and vice versa, or depending on it. I like the short-term trading info, but where do you keep your long-term holds? Would you use a cold storage or a platform like Celsius? I have a mix of exchanges and 4 hard wallets, and also, different levels of that nature. And look at the crypto total market cap. So far, like my projection is actually spot on, which is insane. I've never made a projection like this, but look at it. I don't even really, so far, so good. It's like following my line as if I was a soothsayer, but unbelievable. And you know what it is? I wonder if it really makes this pattern that we've been looking at. Look, the rising wedge with the drop to the top. I mean, I saw one, probably one up here, one. It does it every time. Look, there's one there, does it here. Does it there with the double bottom, with the double bottom. There's with the double bottom. There it is with the double bottom. There it is with the double bottom. And will it come up, do its thing, and then fall back down for the double bottom right here? Says it's going to retest 1 trillion one more time, even after we get all the way up to 1,300,000,000,000. And it likes to do that. Look, we went all the way up to 100, and where did we test? We tested 8. That's about 300 billion. So whoever's moving the money around seems to have a $300 billion war chest. We kind of have the institutions down. They've got $300 billion they're swinging around. Look at it. Because when they get oversold and they run out of money, it's about 300 billion. Look at that. And then we pump back up. Here, let's see how much. This one was less, though. This one was 920. Let's see, though. Maybe not. All the way to 750. That was, yeah, about 200 billion. So they're getting, the swings are getting bigger, too. So watch for the volatility. You see that? The bigger the market cap, the more they're going to use 500 billion to swing. You know, what if we start swinging by 1 trillion? Like we go to 3 trillion, and then next thing you know, you're down to 2.5 trillion or half a trillion in a day. Kind of scary, but it looks like the volatility is picking up. I mean, look, space between price action is getting a lot larger. This is some insightful, something insightful that we're seeing here on the total market cap. So if we take a look at this, we're sitting at about $1,054 billion, right? We're not at 1,100,000,000,000 yet, but we're getting there. We're getting there. We're $54 billion over 1 trillion and making a move. I see the next target for us is 1,081,000,000,000. We break that, we got to get to 1,100,000,000,000. And if we break that, I mean, we're back into price discovery with the total market cap. So huge, big deal for us if we can get up to price discovery here. So far, so good. We can take a neckline because we're in that same inverse head and shoulders. There's our neckline. I'm going to give you a head here, which is neckline to the head, my white line. We'll swing that up, and that is giving me an all-time high target of 1,144,000,000. So I'm going to call that as well. You know, again, that looks like something that will occur because 68% of the time this pattern does render that type of behavior. Okay. All right, now we want to go and check out total 2, which is the total market cap of all the cryptos except for Bitcoin. Okay, except for Bitcoin. And you can see that it bounced clearly off the 706 Fibonacci level, which was a really nice Fibonacci level too. Really had things in order for us. And then we have a target here too, which is that neck to the headline that I took. And that brings us up to $350 billion, where we spiked to before that previous high, when things were just getting ready to rip. So again, this follows that same pattern of the rising wedge that breaks to the downside, has a bit of a double bottom, and then continues to the upside. So where are we going from here? Time will tell, but look at this. I'll trash all my previous work, and we'll get a look at what I see now clean. And you can see, I don't know if you guys see, but I see a bit of a pattern forming. It's almost like, I'm going to say we broke out already. Like this, see? Nice trend lines. And so you can clearly get a target of the total market cap like this. And you see we'll have a little bit of resistance like we always do at previous highs. But then it tells us we're going up to 391. And soon we'll be at $500 million for all the alts. I think the alts are just going to continue. Look at, they continue to gain wealth. You know, back here in December 24th, we only have 172 billion in. We're not even a month from that, and we've more than doubled, or almost doubled our intake. We've hit more than double. This was double, $175 billion coming into the crypto total market cap, and now we have beautiful levels. We have some support and resistance lines, and we're starting to gain some, you know, places of support levels, and we're making our moves through. And look, see how this goes up, comes down, comes up? And then look, doesn't break the high, goes sideways, and then pops up. Interesting though, right? Looks a lot like this pattern. Up, down. Are we going to not break the high, go sideways, and then fly up? Follow this pattern as well. Interesting. This one, we had the dip. They got high, but they went sideways as well before it flew up. Interesting. So we do see recurring patterns, man. And we'll do a whole video on the recurring patterns inside of fractals. Fractal videos are amazing. I think they really tell a story as well. How's everybody doing? What is going on? Comments or seem bland. Is the stream working well? Is the stream working all right? Everyone getting a clear stream? So there's total and total too. And that's what we see kind of for the total market cap, and we see for Bitcoin coming up. So that's kind of the show. That's the breakdown of what, you know, I have things look great. Things look really, really good. Take a look at the daily. We're resetting on the stochastics. Looks like we're going to get a flip up here on the MACD as well. So get ready for a rally. It looks like this weekend is going to be a hot rally. That's what the charts are saying. They're conveying a lot of interesting information. And we're seeing a big move. IOST, my baby of all babies, crushing my target and moving in to beautiful local all-time highs. Hasn't been here in a long time. Stacking GBTC, holding. Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, cool. All right. So here we are at IOST, a coin I talk about all the time. It was one of my top 10 coins, and on my top 10 coins to hold for the bull run of 2021. And so far, so good. This thing is doing amazing. Forming a flag up here too as well on the 1 hour. Looks like it'll go sideways for a little while before it continues its leg up. Watch this flag. These flags are great entries, and this hasn't gone parabolic yet, and you won't believe what you could see out of IOST. It was just a half a penny. It's now a penny and a half. So if you waited to get that, I just knew, man. I knew it was just half a penny for so long. It had that big run up in August, came back down like every other thing. And then if we look at it on the daily, look, it was in this beautiful bowl. So you can see it went all, it's already been a penny and an 8. And I guess it came out to a high of 3 cents. So once it gets to 3 cents, this thing will be in price discovery. And I don't think it's going to take that long. It just went from half a penny to a penny and a half. So IOST, look, inverted head and shoulder we had in. We talked about it. We gave you the breakout, discussed the possible target up here, 63% gains. And then look, it went all the way up to about 0.014. So IOST, man, unbelievable. Unbelievable gains. I mean, the whole market, unbelievable gains. And you can see there's more coming for the altcoins. We do have to watch Bitcoin dominance, and we do have to see what's going on with Bitcoin. But for the most part, things are moving, and things are moving very, very well. Ethereum getting close to that all-time high, bouncing, making a nice bit of a flag here on the 3-day even, which is amazing. Let's take a look at it on the 4 hour and see what we see. All right, cool. So I had a Fibonacci drawn, and clearly you can see that it bounced off of the 302, which was nice, right? Yeah, I don't want to lose my oscillators. Double clicking's cool, but you lose your oscillators because you go too tight. So check it out. So there it is in the inverted head and shoulders, just like Bitcoin, at that bit of resistance at 1200. Want to see it break through. It breaks through. It easily gets to 1260, and then it needs to cream through there and get to 13,400, and then we're back to all-time highs. But it's on the move, and it's on the mend, ready to rip. You could say this was a trend line here. It's breaking the trend line, in my opinion, and starting to make a rip. In this falling wedge, where it fell out the bottom, take this down to the price, flip it to the other side, and it gives you a target really right back to the all-time high. So this is what I see happening for Ethereum. Still has room to move on the 4 hour. Let's take a look at the daily. Daily might just do exactly what Bitcoin did. Might not even do bearish momentum. It might just do a complete flip and begin to move back up. So yeah. Oh yeah, you can just double click in here. This is the money. So this is hot. Stokes look really good too on Ethereum. Unbelievable. So Ethereum looking really, really beautiful, really, really hot. And that's why, man. That's why. Now, if you stay tuned later on into the stream, I'm going to talk about how I 7x my portfolio, what coins I've been in, how I've been doing it, and what coins I hold. Yeah. and what coins I think are really going to make a big splash in the next few months. So if you want to know something like that, stay tuned. I'm going to get into the portfolio business. We're going to do a little bit of consulting. We're going to talk. Look at DOT, baby. Doing some amazing things. Maybe people just learned what it is and they saw how much action it had. I believe it's like the most active coin on the market, right? You want to look at one? We'll take a look at one. My baby, Harmony, baby. Let's take a look at DOT, and now we can show you a target for DOT. DOT has a beautiful flag. Here's the pole. Should break itself out of the pole, which it already has really on the daily. We'll get a candle close outside, and that gives us a target of 15 for DOT. So huge move for DOT. Just getting another move on the daily with one green bar and a lot of room to go on the Stokes. So if you look at this just on the daily and you play this as the daily gives it, you see that we easily have a target up here at 15. Amazing. We've been getting into DOT around 4. Some of my subscribers got it at 3, 378. A lot of people averaged in around $3, $4, $5. And there you go, DOT making a big move all the way to 12. So there's 100% gains. I got into DOT at around late 5s and in the 6s. So I've already hit 100% gains in DOT. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So DOT is making some amazing moves, man. Very, very amazing. Very amazing. EGLD, a coin I keep discussing, I keep talking about. I can't say enough about it. It keeps having partnerships, deals with the Miami governor possibly. So much has been discussed with EGLD. I threw it out there as a possible trade last night with the entry and the stop loss. Again, this isn't financial advice. This is something I did. Get yourself a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only, but this was my idea, was to enter right there. Not even wait for the breakout, just enter right there. Throw a stop here at the bottom, using the moving averages as protection. You have all of them there. You had the 50 crossing the 200 there too, which you're getting a golden cross on the 1 hour. So you're getting the golden cross, you're getting the ascending triangle, you're getting a breakout. You know this coin has movement. You know this coin has institutional involvement. You know this coin is talking to the mayor of Miami. You know this coin is talking to Paramount Pictures and has NFT contracts. What else do you need to know about EGLD? It's also on the low. People don't talk about it enough. People are sleeping on this gold mine. E-Gold, baby. It's called E-Gold for a reason. It's EGLD. You can see it's even in this falling wedge, which has that huge target all the way up here at 46. It's at 37 right now. Gains of 35% coming out of EGLD. If you were in my group and you saw this, I posted this and gave you guys this. So EGLD was a call. We're gonna go over all the calls that I threw out there last night in the Crypto Lifer announcements and in the Crypto Lifer trading room. Here we go. So we threw out EGRD, E-Gold right here. And you can see it. It hadn't happened yet. It was still sitting here. So in my trading group, the alert went off. Had you snatched it, you'd already be up 8% on the call. You know, already be up 9.4% actually on the call. You could sell right now. And if you were a little even savvier and you're up there, 12.5. But that's not the idea. The idea is to hold and to get a nice 35% out of this. So EGLD was the call, and the call bang, 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 you know, 10% in 10 hours. So you make 1% an hour while you're sitting there in your sleep. Set it and forget it. Here's another one. Let's take a look at Dash. I haven't even seen what happened with it, but let's take a look. This was the second call. Dash at 136, beginning to make a move. May have almost got stopped out. No, but it didn't even come close. Dash is still just coiling up, making a move, and it did pop. It did pop a little bit. So enter at 130, 134, 133 area. So we're just beginning to see Dash make a move, but I believe it's going to follow E-Gold and do the same thing. Shout out to Jesse B. How you feeling, man? Shout out to everyone on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Really appreciate it. Okay, now we're going to take a look at something else. Let's take a move on up. So Dash, these are just the trades that I put out last night, the ideas that I was going through. Then I had BLZ. They're coming up with some big news. This looks like a bull flag to me. Bit of a double bottom as well. Has room to move. Looks like it has 17% gains coming. So we're going to take a look at BLZ. There's a reason why I threw it up there on the chart. And you could see BLZ, had you taken the call, it blasted up already. So this call also went up 6.5%. So second call out of the three calls we went over, they all went up. One's only up a very little bit. This one is already up 6.5% if you took the call in the channel. So if you follow me on Telegram, you go into the Telegram group, this is all free. This is all free. Here's the next thing I put out. I put out a Bitcoin call. Said Bitcoin looks like it's going up to 40,856 out of the bull flag, right? So there's the fourth call that I put out. And I put these out, I'm about to go to sleep last night. It was about 11:44 p.m. I was alone with the charts. I sat there and just relaxed. And I was looking at what I saw here. And you could see BLZ moving. Go back. These are all the calls. Here's Bitcoin. Looked like it was in an easy bull flag on the 15-minute. We're getting a golden cross in the 15-minute, which I circled. Looked like the MACD was going up. We had a double bottom here on the stochastics RSI. I said, this looks like pretty amazing. So let's take a look at this in the 15-minute and see what happened with this call. Again, all alone, by myself, just sitting in a room, doing my thing, not really even listening to anyone else but my own self. And this was the call right here. You could see Bitcoin has easily ripped up since then. So the call was to get in. Let's see. To get in Bitcoin at 37,387, right there, before it was about to break out. So 37,387 right around here, in this area here, as the breakout was occurring. And this would have rendered you a nice gain as well. Honestly, you could still have been in this trade. No reason to really cancel it out yet. Come to the channel, see where we're at. But another 6.83% gain. So one is up 9%, another's up 6.2%. This one's up also 6.83%. And there was 4 trades posted, 3 actually, and the other one's up 1%. So the 4 trades posted, every single one of them is making a move. Also through GRN out there. Let's take a look and see what happened to Grin. Grin was at 44.5. Let's take a look. See what happened. And these were all put out last night at 12 o'clock. So you're only in them for 10 hours too. If you join the channel, if you join the Telegram, again, this isn't financial advice. None of this. This is all for entertainment purposes only. So Grin. This one's flat. Or did it go up actually? Yeah. 44.5. Starting to make a move. Starting to make a little bit of a move. Up out of the move. Let's see. Let's go back to the call. 44.917. Okay, I had the 4 hours, so let's take a look at the 4 hour. And it's just kind of starting to make a move, but it is breaking out a little lower. This one's a little lower than the call, so this one's down like maybe a 0.00%, like a tiny bit. Stokes are turning down though. We didn't get a lot of good momentum on this one. This one looks like it may want to go sideways. You may want to just cut this one loose. I may cut this one loose. So there you go. Out of 5 trades, 4 of them all going well in the Telegram group. So that's just something really cool to see. And shout out to everyone in the Telegram group. Here's another one. Let's see how this one's going. This is XLM. Entry here at possibly 28. Let's take a look at that. And that was posted by another amazing person in the group. And look, that's up 30. So that call almost got you about 10% as well. So far the market is moving. Seems to be bringing up a lot of the altcoins on its own. And we're making a move. So there's the calls. And we have more to come. So if you join the Telegram group, please, it's all free. It's all free. And we teach you how to trade, teach you how to use your own mind and brain. So you don't have to take anyone else's calls but your own. You can make your own calls any given moment, any given time. I like waves here. Starting to make a bit of a move. We can also just put it in this. Simplify things. You know? Boom. Bit of a wedge. Target for waves, all the way up here. Boom. Boom. So waves doesn't have a lot of resistance either. Once it gaps up from about this area here, boom. So it breaks 697, it goes to 760. And it breaks 760, it flies up to 951 because it had a really fast track up into that area. Might have a little issue there at 870 like it had before, and then it's back in to price discovery. And it doesn't look like it wants to slow down. Continuing up. I'm going to take a look at it on the daily and see if we have what's called hidden bullish divergence. Want to look at that. Also, seem to have defied the head and shoulders like almost everything did. This should have collapsed a little more. Look, shoulder, head, shoulder. But we did not break this trend line, which was impressive. Daily is a little spent. I do have to say we are just still getting some movement on the MACD. We're still getting some movement on the MACD. But what we want to see is we take swing low here to swing high, and that would be an uptrend. You see that? And then we're going to take the same swing low here on the RSI, swing low, and it's a downtrend. And what that tells me is that the trend here will continue. It's called hidden bullish divergence. Stokes don't agree with us yet, but maybe we'll pop up, and as the Stokes... So it looks like what we're going to see is maybe when the Stokes move up above the dotted line, we get a push up, and then we get that slanted sideways bull flag as the Stokes reset. But I'm still very bullish on waves, especially here at 634. Really sitting at a nice place. Starting to change trend as well. A couple of lower highs, higher lows right there actually. There's another higher low on the daily. So we have a higher low here on the daily on this candle. Starting to move up to the upside. Also, I was going to see if we go to an earlier time frame, I'm pretty sure we're going to see some bullish divergence. Right there, slight bullish divergence. It's not perfect, but it's there. If we go maybe to the 15-minute, and there it is, pretty blatantly. Let me see here. So there is the bullish divergence. We have swing down, clearly at a hard angle, and we have pretty even here area. So like so, see that? Down, up times, and there's your divergence, which usually is how patterns are formed. Divergence finds the bottom, and then you're able to create the pattern. So I'm learning, it's all about the foundation, FCX, BG, SGMO, and Solo. Been in BLZ since 5.5 cents. FUTU and NVTA. FUTU too. How dare you? Let's take a look. FU to you. That's funny, man. Let's take a look at the stock market and see what's going on with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Dow Jones is up. And as I said before, it's inside of this big wedge that we talked about, right? The rising wedge. It's good to note just what's happening with the bigger markets. So it's in this rising wedge here. Bigger pattern. Top of the trend line, bottom of the trend line. And then inside of the rising wedge, it made a bit of a bull flag. You can see right here and consolidated. And it's trying to break out of this bull flag to the upside. And it's been kind of fighting in this area. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. You can see the daily it has a little more room to go, but the Stokes do want to reset. So it looks like we're going to have a sideways week next week for the Dow. The Dow doesn't look as exciting as crypto next week. I'm not saying it won't be a good month or two, just next week. So I'm not like trying to start any FUD really. But look, we are breaking out. You can clearly see that the Dow just kind of trickled its way up out of this tiny bull flag and did break out on the 4 hour. We're getting a little bit of a flip up here on the MACD, meaning too, like see that? We didn't have a bearish cross. So I'm posting a chart in Telegram, my pick of the week. Okay, man. Let's see if it came in yet. Financial Crimes Enforcement Network extends comment period for rule aimed at closing anti-money laundering. Oh yeah, a lot of people complained that the comment period wasn't long enough. And they were going to close it on the 15th. And a lot of people said that there wasn't enough time. So today's notice identifies additional statutory authority for the proposed rule under the Anti-Money Laundering Act, provides additional information regarding reporting form, and reopens the comment period for proposal. Specifically, FinCEN is providing an additional 15 days for comments on the proposed reporting requirements regarding information on CVC or LTDA transactions greater than 10,000, aggregating to greater than 10,000 that involve unhosted wallets or wallets hosted in jurisdictions identified by FinCEN. FinCEN is providing an additional 45 days for comments on the proposed requirements that banks and MSBs report certain information regarding counterparties to transactions by their hosted wallet customers, and on the proposed record-keeping requirements. So they're going to have a long talk about it. They're going to go into how to discuss it because there's a lot of privacy on blockchain, and I think there's a lot of issues with how people want to disclose information, but yet that's how it's supposed to work, and I think people have a lot of issues. So they're going back and forth, and that's kind of it's a big deal, right? Let's take a look at this. So we see a descending triangle. This is for GRT. And what's funny is we talked about this before, and even when it was right around here, I remember discussing this with Hadouken, and he was saying, I think it's going to double bottom out of here and then form a bowl. He had this bowl drawn literally when this was forming. I remember talking about this. So he's been seeing this through literally for weeks, and he's now kind of finding the end of the road for this bowl for GRT. So very interesting for Graph. We've been watching a lot of these, and this is where you accumulate these bowls to get in for the big runs. So you just kind of snatch a little bit here, snatch a little bit there, and you let it run. If you snatch it at the right place, you can see how there's really, you're pretty close to the bottom, and you're playing from a position of strength. Here's another, and this is why it's great to join the Telegram group. You can post your charts. We'll go over them right here live in the live stream. So this is Ren sitting inside of this beautiful bull pennant as well. Looks like Ren has a beautiful chance to move. Came up, did a bit of a retest, and now it's moving up. Ren, price discovery above this line as well. So it's really close to price discovery. That gives you an advantage over a lot of other coins. There's a lot of other coins with maybe this bullish pennant and probably the both below to the top. But this one is closer to price discovery, and in my opinion, that gives you an advantage. So you always really want to look at coins that are close to price discovery. So shout out to Hadouken for putting out Ren into the charts. Thank you so much, man. That's an amazing thing to see. That's awesome. Ren. Okay. Let's take a look at some tickers. Let's get into this. FCX, BG. We've been looking at FCX every day. Let's take a look at Riot. I'm interested to see what happened with Riot. Wow, Riot just blew through the Fibonacci. And look, I guess I have a target for Riot up here at about 31.13, and it's on its way. Very interesting. Okay, that's how I had the target. Look, we formed this bull flag. I must have pulled the pennant for the bull flag and brought it up here. And it looks like I can get it all the way up to that level. Let's take a look at the Fibonacci. Can I delete them? So I did a little bit of a crazy little draw here, but I said, okay, we're forming a bull flag. I thought we consolidate a little longer. I was saying we're either going to go, so we were up here at a high, and I said we're either going to go sideways, or there's a chance we fall down out of the pattern and we come down to the Fibonacci levels. But obviously we blew right through the top. This thing continuing to go up. Target up here now is 31 for Riot. Unbelievable. BG at 72. We showed you, I said it was very, very bullish. I said I couldn't find any really bearish sentiment on it. It looked really good. And look, boom. Continuing to do as my TA predicted here for BG. I see it's going to continue up this road until it hits that 76. Is resetting on the 1 hour? Yeah, okay. Well, look at the daily, though. It has some room to go up here in the Stokes to push it up high. I would tend to take profits when we get there or look for a bull flag, another flag, or sideways movement here. I think you're going to get something more like this once you hit that upwards target. I believe. And I could be wrong, but I've been right like 9 out of 10 times, so hate to say it, but I could be wrong, Anyway, I think we're going to get something like this up into this area. So I believe something like this is going to occur. Some type of consolidation. I'm not going to say I'm perfect at it. I know exactly how it's going to look or be. But some type of consolidation in this area would make sense. And it could go up or down. meaning it could be like a flat bar, or it could even be more of a downward, downward wedge. But we'll see. We'll see. No, only time will tell until we get to that point. Sushi and uni. Okay, let's take a look at that. Yeah, those are going to be the hot coins for the month. Hot coins for the month. I'm going to give you guys my picks for the hottest coins of the month. And I talked about it. I'm going to talk about it every day. But I'm just going to keep bringing them up to hammer them through. But I've got my top 4 coins of the month that I think are just going to perform outrageously well. Outrageously well. Due to the metrics, due to token metrics even pushing them. I see them pushing them on the YouTube channel. So I'm taking a collection of information. I'm taking the project and how good and stable it is. I'm taking the utility of the project and how much utility it has, which it has to have. I'm also taking how much I see it in the social webs of life, and I'm seeing how much institutions seem to be more into these coins than other coins. And with all that information together, I'm getting a kind of little pocket of 4 that are pointing and telling me something, showing me some indications. And I want to just share those 4. You probably know what they are. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Shout out to Crypto Bubbles behind me. Let's take a look at that. We got VGX on the high today. Okay. We also have IOST doing some amazing things this week. Also, we have AVX. Ontology starting to make a move finally. Nano up there in the background. Sushi, MakerDAO, HBAR, Soul making some moves. Zen doing something. You see SNX up in the move. AVAX up in there. So there's your little crypto bubble. Kind of gives you crypto bubbles. Check out Crypto Bubbles if you haven't done that already. That's going to give you an amazing view of what the market's looking like and what is going on. So shout out to Crypto Bubbles. Okay. So we're just going to flip through some stocks real quick for Mohit. See what he's asking for here again. FCX. Let me see if I can find this. BG, SGMO, and Solo. Okay, so we looked at Solo. I was telling you why I said Solo was going to start going sideways and to probably take profit at the target there at 924. And you can see it's doing exactly as I said it was going to do, which I don't understand why, but I guess I'm just, you know what it is? I keep it real simple. And I know when things hit targets, they tend to go sideways. They go make a bull flag or a falling wedge. It's pretty simple. And so we're going to have to watch Solo reset here on the daily. Look, it's high on the Stokes. Stokes are turning down. Solo looks like it's going to come down a little more. It tells me that you could probably even chop off some of your position here at 792 if you want to be greedy, because it looks like you're going to be able to get more down here. Could it come all the way down to the bowl and touch the bowl here at 779? Hey, it's possible. That's only 20 cents away. Very, very possible. So we'll watch Solo, but I would look for orders around 779, something of that nature. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hours even better, and let's take a look at the 1 hour. You can see the 1 hour starting to form even a better bull flag. So now we can take a look at everything we're looking at here. Still holding this target. If we break out of this bull flag now, we got a target up here at $10. Actually, that's the bigger target of this double bottom and this falling wedge. So it's still on target to go where it needs to go. Let's look at some fresh eyes now. Now Solo is forming a bull flag just like we talked about. And this is why you always want to take profits at previous resistance, which was right here. You can see this is where we had a candle close right there. And you can be like, where did you get that, Crypto Lifer? Right here. See how this candle closed right there? And let me just zoom in for that for you guys to see. But the candle closed right there, and we could circle it too. 2 candles closed. We had wicks above them. Actually, look, 1, 2, 3, 4 candle closed. This one almost closed there too, so 5. So we have previous resistance here, and it's not that mature of a chart. It's not that long ago, and even if it was 2 years ago, I've seen it come into play regardless. And then there you go. We hit it. So that would have been a great place to take some profit. 896, 899. Now you're down $1. And you have to hold. But hey, maybe you want to make this a long-term hold. You don't want to pay the capital gains. It may be worth it. I'm convinced and still on board that this is a very bullish project and looks great. So, with that being said, my new target when we break out of this falling wedge is all the way up here at 10.07. So hang on to your boots for solo. Things are looking good on the 1 hour. Looks like we can kind of just start to move sideways and get on up. We have to wait for the daily to reset. And when it does, down in here, this thing is going to rip up one more time. You can also say this. Bit of a cup. That cup formed with the double bottom. And watch for these patterns, guys. Every time I go over a coin, use this or a stock. I don't care what it is. Even if you say, oh, I'm not into stocks. You can say whatever you want, but you can use everything as an opportunity to learn. There's your double bottom. How did you get your target? You took the middle of the W to the bottom of the W. You flip that over to the leg, and boom, look, we went exactly to 890. Another reason why you take profits. You take profits at measured moves of all the patterns that you're playing, okay? Lifer, I just posted an email I got from Gemini. They're issuing a crypto credit card. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Gemini rejected me when I tried to get in. Yeah. So, rub it in my face. Nah, I'm just joking. It's good for you, man. It sucks for me. I don't know why. I tried to get a Gemini account like 2 years ago. And they're like, we're sorry, but we feel like, no. They did the same thing to my buddy the other day, and he's worth like a boatload. And for whatever reason, they still rejected him. Let's take a look at SGMO. I like what I see right now. Look at that. It's forming that beautiful wedge pennant, doing its thing, consolidating with resetting on the Stokes on the daily. This is actually where you would want to load, where I would load. Again, this isn't financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence. This is for entertainment purposes only. But here you go. Boom. I give this a trade rating on 8.5 out of 10. This is huge. This is huge. Again, SGMO about to go on its second run. You can see the daily's ready to rip, ready to go. We don't really have to see or say much more. I'm bullish as I need to be on this. And I can show you how much you're going to get out of SGMO, or how much I will get. Again, how much I will get if I trade this. Entry would be right around now. I wouldn't even be playing games with the entry. May get a lower entry, maybe, if we come down low at 15.20. Again, if we break this trend line, then no, we're going to form a bar pattern and it's going to be negated. But I like what I see here. I see we're forming a double bottom. Look at it. We look at the 4 hour, you're going to see exactly what I'm showing you. See here? And we just had this on solo, right? We just saw this on solo. So again, we just saw this on solo. I just made this target for you on solo. You would bring the line to where the W will come up and meet the middle of the W. That brings it back up into that all-time high region. And then it will probably flag at that point, make a move, and continue its way up. So solo, temporary target is 1887. And then you have more to go once you get into price discovery. Once you get into price discovery, there's your next target where the algos are going to reach, because they did the same thing I did by pulling the length of that pole. Algos are going to sell here. This is where big institutions are going to take their profits. You're going to see a little bit of an issue here at 23.93, 24 area, but you're going to have a blast. 55% gains coming out of SGMO. If you were talking to us since, we've been following SGMO since it was in a bit of a pennant here, and we've been discussing it and going over it. It's been a little gem on the channel. We talked about it right here to load up in this area at 935. We discussed that. We said if it comes ever back down to the pattern one more time, we made a circle, this will be great. It actually fell through the pattern down to 894, which if someone was ever smart to buy that wick, it formed the inverse head and shoulders, which boosted it back up into the pattern. Another buy in there at about 1064. And now you can say this thing is at 1560, went all the way to a high of 19. So basically 100%ed from these buys here. And we've been watching this ever since we made a call to enter right around here on SGMO in the stock market. So unbelievable. This thing is ready to rip again, resetting for a double bottom inside of the falling wedge. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, that's solo, that's SGMO, that's FCX, that's BG. Ooh. My daughter slams things like she's 100,000 pounds. She's tiny. I think she's like 44 pounds or something. Wow, look at this. Starting to break out. It's creeping. We're getting a candle close in the 4 hour above. Stokes are starting to move back up. Lack of bearish momentum. Looks like we're getting across here too on the MACD. So this looks like it wants to rip. I see no reason to get out or to shave out of this position. If anything, you may want to add. You are a little in the high risk zone to add, in my opinion. I like adding here at the bottom. If I do see an inverted head and shoulders like we see here, you know, switch it to the 1 hour. You can see, look, head, shoulder, shoulder. It's way easier to see these things on crypto because crypto is 24/7. We don't have the gappage, but you can still see the patterns here. They still form. And there you go. And then you can take your measured move here, which we already did. You can see that's the length of the pole, which we have. And that gives you a 15% gain. So I'm still holding to 35 on FCX. So on its way up out of the pattern and continuing to go up. So there's another call here. We can retrace. We can recap on this in about a week and see where we're at. We'll look at these same four yet again. So yeah, doing wonderful. Doing wonderful. Take a look at the daily on it, though. Daily is a little spent. That's the only thing I want to gotta caution for. But we still may double top here on the Stokes. They got a funny little look to them. Look at this. See how they're kind of pointed to the side. They may want to start moving up. So that's interesting. Let's get back into the cryptoverse. Aave. Okay. Here's my top 4 coins that I think are great to hold until Valentine's Day. We'll reconvene after that, but until Valentine's Day, I think these are going to be unreal. So Aave, I have a target up here at about 172. I'm going to stick to that. Makes perfect sense. Can you check XLM and Uni? Yes, we can. We'll do that amazingly. Yo, Muser, man. Shout out to Muser. Haven't seen you on the stream in a while, man. Thank you so much for joining and jumping on in. Really, really appreciate it. So let's take a look at Aave at 146, and I'm going to look at it on the 4 hour. The daily actually still wants to rip, but it is double topping up here, mind you. Is double topping, finding its high place, right? Okay. Multiple time frames are getting a little spent. 1 hour actually wants to rip, though. Interesting, right? So the 1 hour is looking like we have lack of bearish momentum. Still room to go. Bit of a inverse head and shoulder. Look, shoulder, head, shoulder right there on the stochastic RSI. So that's interesting as well. Can't really see it as well here, but I guess, look, shoulder, like shoulder, head, shoulder. I guess it's funny how it's forming. Right there it is. Oh, I see it. 15-minute. It's right here. It's like head. It's like shoulder, head, shoulder or something. It's hard to see, but there it is. We're doing a bit of a flag here. A funny little pattern, actually. Let's move it on up. We're consolidating in a beautiful way, right? Just making a giant line of consolidation. I feel like it's only a matter of time until we break out yet again and get to the target here at 172 from 147. And that may be a great place to sell half on a double, take some profits, see where you're at, continue to move into the crypto space. But there you go. Aave all the way at 147. We were talking about Aave down here at the bottom of the pattern at 99. We were talking about it in this zone where I have it circled here at this 87 to 77 zone. This is really where I accumulated as much as I could to get ready. I felt I had missed it. I had some at 66, 67 down here in this area. It went all the way to 90, which I thought was amazing. But we would come all the way back down to 81 yet again. We would go all the way to 87 to come all the way back down to 74 again. So it started to accumulate. If you can see, it formed a little bit of a bowl here. It bowled in the 15-minute. And that was an indication to me that we were getting good consolidation and we were getting higher lows. And I said, you know what, this is it. I'm going to load up here on Aave. And Aave, I believe, this is one of my top 4 coins that I'm talking about for the month of February and January. Aave is just set to do beautiful things. Amazing project. One of the top lending projects in DeFi. So it has a big name to it. It has a lot of money staked in it. I think it's the second biggest holder of money if we look at DeFi staking. So it has so much money invested in it. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing project. So Aave, man, doing some amazing, amazing things. You can see it was in this beautiful channel. Took away my previous work. Cleaned it up a little bit. But you can see it was in this beautiful channel. See? Which it eventually then broke out of. Alt season, baby. Rising wedges, breaking to the top. And then you can just pull this too. And a lot of times it's just that easy, my friends. If you put in the work and you learn the TA, I mean, it's only going to help you. You won't freak out when you see things. You'll understand what's happening. You'll be like, oh, that's just the RSI resetting. We're all set. Nice, man. I'm happy to see you working. That's good. That's good, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Hoping to get some more viewers as we move into the midday. Yeah, but I think Bitcoin is about to make a big move to 50K. Huge move. That's what if you can see the title of my video today, Bitcoin Live Market Analysis. Huge move. That's not a typo. That's a huge move coming for Bitcoin. Ask about altcoin. How did I 7x my portfolio? And I 7x my portfolio, man, by just dollar cost averaging it into projects like Aave, SNX, buying little bits on the dip over and over and over again. This dipped in, I threw $500 in the 60 area. Did my huge bigger position in at about 82, 81. And now look, we're already at 147. We're very close to 100%ing in that position. And then there's other coins too. OXT, getting in at 19, selling it when it was $1, then going back in. Just using coins to reposition yourself into other positions over and over and over again. Look at DOT continuing to take, command over this entire space, ripping to 1258. One of my biggest videos on my channel is the Polkadot video. So it's pretty interesting to see is a lot of the coins that are flying, doing really, really good. We're in Polkadot around $3. That's already a 4x, right? How I turned 28K into millions. This guy's telling you the truth. He runs token metrics. He is telling you the absolute truth. I guess she is too. Interesting. So, yeah. Well, that's what happens, man. Advertising. So, what I wanted to show is what was I saying? What was I talking about? Anyway, here we go. Take a look at this. Shout out to the live streams yesterday, hitting 523 and 258 views. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That was unreal. I don't know if someone's stream was down that normally doesn't have a stream or something. Because today, now we're not rocking. I don't know how yesterday we're out of control. I tell you what, the algorithm must have been moving me yesterday in a way that was unbelievable. So anyway, if you look at one of the videos that I put, I do make videos about certain coins, right? And I made a video about Polkadot, right here. And this was 1,600 views. Polkadot price prediction. Polkadot to 400. And I'm talking about Polkadot back here. When I first bring it up, it really wasn't that expensive. And we're going over it. It's $4.37, right? So if you watch my channel, I'm telling you about Polkadot on November 15th at $4.17. And now you're going to take a look at Polkadot, and it's at $12.57. So I'm just, because a lot of people may laugh, even my friends do. They're like, oh, you're an investor. But as this channel grows, and as my reputation begins to grow throughout the internet, and as we see my track record throughout all these different videos, there's just consistent focus on projects that produce gains. And it's there, the proof is in the pudding throughout multiple videos. Almost every video could give you a gain if you sat down, wrote down what I talked about, did your own research, and then found your own entry. And I even help you do all those things on your own without making you have to follow somebody or do what someone else is telling you. You can do all those things on your own. EGLD is starting to make a big move. So now these are getting bigger. All these calls from last night are getting bigger. So if anyone took them, congratulations for taking them, up 10% now already on EGLD and more to come. That coin is going to do some amazing things. And that's my second coin to talk about to hold for the month of January and February. We're talking Aave. We're talking EGLD, okay? These are the coins that you want to be in for the month of February. Why? They're established coins. They have connection to DeFi. This has an NFT DeFi connection. So this is hitting both parts. Unbelievable what this is doing. So look out for that. This is unbelievable. EGLD also has partnerships with the Miami mayor. They've been talking about using EGLD in Miami to help use the whole financial system and part of the blockchain on EGLD. So unbelievable. Unbelievable. We'll take a look at gold in a second. I want to take a look at Fluent. Look what I see Fluent doing, man. I see Fluent breaking out here. It's in this bull pennant, beautiful pennant. It did begin to break out, got sold off for whatever reason. Someone decided, you know why? There it is. Look, that previous resistance on this candle. Someone must have had it marked, and they decided, they were playing with a big stash. Some trader, and he decided, hey, I'll sell before everyone else right here before the top. And he got out early and started the sell-off and that. But you know what? We held the same position here. We got wicked back in. So that tells people drew this trend line and said, no. We're going to play this trend line. And maybe a bunch of traders played it together. Who knows? But they pushed the price back up. And now you can see that Fluent did break out. We want to see a candle close. Let's look at the 1 hour. Oh, wow. We're poking back up. And we're getting a candle close above previous resistance. We've been in resistance since December 28th. So 3 weeks about. And we can poke out of this and begin our move up. I see a target for Fluent all the way here at 856, breaking out of this bull pennant. So Fluent to 856, that's my call, probably by March, April area, somewhere in that area. Could be earlier, could be later, but I'm feeling that's kind of the area that Fluent could be going to that proper time, proper place. My next coin to hold, remember I told you I was going to tell you about 4 coins. 4 coins. Aave is the first one, okay, as it continues to rip. Look at it on the 1 hour. Look what it's forming on the 1 hour. That is a rising wedge, slanted ascending triangle. Look at that. There's just bullish patterns awry all over the place. And that hits our target again. So multiple places hitting the same target here. This 169, 170 area. Amazing for Aave. We talked about EGLD, okay? Then I want you to focus on SNX, okay? You're probably hearing SNX all the time. What is SNX? What's going on? Well, it has ties to the underlining idea that crypto will be built off the same financial framework. And that framework shows you that we could have derivatives in the crypto market. I don't like this. This is something I don't like to see. That is bearish. It's breaking out of a rising wedge. So it looks like we got to a high of about 1680. And now we are falling a little bit. But we are showing signs of a flag. Let me look at it in a different light. This is still a pretty good pennant here. I want to see us make sure we hold this line. As long as we hold this line, I'm bullish on SNX going up to 1997. So we're going to hold this line. Very important that we hold this line. We'll be watching this level here, exactly where we're at about. This 1480, even if we wick back down. So between 1450 and 1480 region is going to be, to me, a big deal to watch. If we break that for SNX, we come back down to 1380. And if we break that, we come down to 1237. And if we break that, we come back down to 1040. And we do a Bart Simpson retrace, which is possible. Look, we had a Bart here, had a half a kind of a Bart there. We'll see what happens. Bigger trend lines moving up, though. We are resetting on the Stokes. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is having a downtrend, but we're going sideways. So that's something I like to see. Seeing a little bit of sell pressure here, though, on SNX. We're going to watch where it goes. We could actually also be forming a flatter bull flag now that I look at it on the 4 hour. So I could also be open-minded to this pattern. Like this. We'll see, though, still bullish patterns forming. We're not resetting too hard. All the moving averages look great, too, as well. So things looking good. Let's take a look at it on the daily. Daily's a little spent. We're going sideways as well here on the daily. So we'll see. We hit a beautiful high there at that 1680 region. Interesting for SNX. Making a move. Starting to go pretty parabolic, though. And I think it's really just beginning. Step 1, possibly step 2, step 3, 4, and 5 has a lot of room to grow until we hit, I think, these higher highs. But I think temporary short-term target is about 20 for SNX. Love my dot. Bags Paxton's $4. Yeah, thanks for streaming last night. It was good just to sit and watch. Anytime, man. Anytime. Thank you for coming on in. Thank you for coming on in. I think also Theta. That's my 4th coin to watch for the month. Theta. And you can see Theta just broke this line of resistance at 180. And the bulls have spoken for Theta. They don't really want to sell below. No one's selling Theta, honestly. Clearly broke the trend line here. Bounced off the 382. It even broke in. If you were able to get in on this wick, which institutions probably did, which is in the golden pocket, the 0.5 and the 618. 146 for Theta. Are you kidding me? Just 4 days ago. And to be already back up to 207. It went all the way to a high of 252. Definitely was the sell point. And now it's going to creep back up. But we're watching Theta now as it's breaking out of this falling wedge. Like so. There's your target for the falling wedge, basically to the 618. And then we can spill it back out here. And it gives us a target well above the all-time high. Back to 275 for Theta. And from where it's at now, that will render you a nice little 30% gain. About 30.99. Not bad at all for Theta. So, shout out to everyone on the live stream. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's having a great day and doing well. Weird. I don't know where everybody is. We didn't get... I don't wonder if it looks like the notification's not getting sent out. Something's weird because we only have 12 people on the live stream. It's funny. Hey, whatever. I'm still appreciate all 12 of you. Love you guys. Maybe Thursday's a slow day. Maybe people just love their gains. I have no idea what it is. Let's take a look at the USDT tether. And you can see this is forming a double bottom. But it's still negative. It could be just completely continuing to collapse. So we'll see what happens. It has a little level of support right here. This is the USDT tether dominance. But so far, so bad. Actually was in a rising wedge. You can see it falling out now. Look at that. And it has another target down here. So if it breaks that, it goes to 152. So 1.52. Someone wanted me to look at Uni. Let's take a look at Uni. Now, Uni was in this inverted head and shoulders. And you can see my target was up here on this green line for 62% gains out of Uni all the way to 625. Uni's now breaking that. Let's take a look at what the 4-hour looks like. Oh, wow. Look at the daily. Still looks hot, too. Across. And we're getting the flip up on the MACD. Uni, man, looks like it has more room to grow and wants the most. The daily is telling us that as well. Inverse head and shoulders here on Uni. Whenever you see these, man, they're like you guys, man. How many have we talked about now in the last 2 or 3 weeks? Shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder, boom. Now you can take your target, which is the head to the shoulder, flip that up to where you break out of the neckline, the neck to the head. I mean, the neck to the head. Take where you get out of the neckline, and boom. That puts us all the way back here at 792. Boom. 787 even. So unbelievable gains here coming out of Uni. 6.76. So 22 likes, man. Thank you guys so much for the likes. Really, really appreciate it. Let's get to 30 likes, man. That'd be dope. I want us to hit 30 likes every single day. XLM, Uni, and YFI. Can you check YFI? Yeah, of course. So Uni, I see going up to about 789. Pack your bags, man. Shout out to everyone who has a little bag of Uni. This is actually where I sold my Uni when we got them free, right around here. Probably should have just kept 400 Uni and just left them there forever, right? Let them sit for the whole bull run and see where they ended up. That would have been a free gift one day. You'd open up your wallet like, what? Let's take a look at VeChain since we're so close. And I know everyone loves a little bit of VeChain. I know I do. I loves me some VeChain. So take a look, man. We bounced off the 618 perfectly on the fib. Came back up. Formed this beautiful bull pennant. We're back in the bull pennant. And we're probably about to break out of this top trend line. When we break this top trend line, I would even say this is a call. I'm going to make this as a call in the channel. So right now we're going to make a live call. Don't really need the fib anymore. That has given us what we've needed. We can see where we're at. We can see what's going on. So right now, we'll extend this top trend line. And I'll show you guys exactly how I make a call. And you can see, let's take a look at the daily as well. Daily, daily's a little spent with a flip up. Tells us that we're a little high on the Stokes and not much more room to move. Interesting. Take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour also a little spent, and the 4 hour. Interesting. So VeChain's a little exhausted on oscillators. We're gonna need this to even. It's interesting. You think we would have gotten we got a big move, but that move took us from 1.9 all the way back up to resistance. Looks like VeChain may go sideways for a little longer. Honestly, I hate to say, but it looks like VeChain may go sideways for a little longer. I mean, look at the different. Look what we're getting on the multiple time frames. 3-day has a flip up. Stokes are pointing down, but you know we've been on quite a run, and we did retrace to the 618. I'm just getting. I didn't think I was gonna get this much of a conflicting idea. We do see the inverted head and shoulders, though. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, and the target would bring us all the way back up to 3.5 cents, which would put us into price discovery, which would be unbelievable. So we are very close to price discovery. So I'm gonna say is, watch VeChain, basically buy it. If it breaks above this level, I would be buying it. Again, don't do anything I do on this channel. This is all for entertainment purposes only. But I would enter VeChain when it breaks out of this level right here. Boom. This would be a big level for me to watch right here. This 2.6. If it break 2.7, we got a candle close in the 1 hour above this line. That would be an indication for me to enter the trade for VeChain and ride it back up 36% to about 3.5 cents. I do like where it's at. I do have to caution you though. Look, the 4 hour is really high in the Stokes and already bottomed. Could do a double bottom and come down. The daily doesn't look too great either. Oh, actually, okay. Sorry, the daily looks amazing. So now we're talking. I didn't get a chance to look at the daily. Maybe I hit the 12 hour. So the daily looks actually really, really good. We have a lack of bearish momentum right there. Boom. We're getting a ride up on the Stokes. Wow. So this actually is about to fly. So the daily is in our favor, which is the strongest indicator we have. Honestly. So I really like what I see here on VeChain for the daily. Clear bull flag now. Makes a lot more sense. Looks like we're easily going to gap up. So this is going to be the call for VeChain, is to enter the breakout, or even enter. I would enter possibly right now and my stop loss. So here's a trade that I like. I just put this for myself to remind myself later. These are little reminders for myself. I'm already in. I'm holding bags of this. So there's no reason for me to enter now, But if I were to enter now, this is something I want to remind myself to do. And I just put stop losses back into the pattern. If we break into the pattern, or if we don't break out of the pattern. Could wait for us to break out too. That would be way less risky, because we could come all the way back to right here for another entry here at 23578. You see? And we obviously have support right there with the candles closed. And then we're going to have a little bit of resistance right there at 3.2. And boom. So stop loss. Like this. And there you go. And what I do is I post that into the Telegram. And we have 3 groups in the Telegram, 4 groups. We have the trading group. We have the announcements, which is where I just post like my, whatever I'm announcing, and it goes to the trading group. We also have the Uniswap coins and pre-sales, Kusama, staking coming for Link, Good news, stake your entire portfolio with support for 25 plus live proof of stake assets and 15 more coming soon. Staked enables investors to earn rewards across a broad range of stakeable assets. Live staking coming soon. Chainlink, Coda, Libra. Interesting. Here's projects which are connected and in a waiting list for Rocco V1, which is Parachain testnet for Polkadot. We have Plasma Network, write that down. We have the Phala Network. We have Bifrost. Bifrost is a liquid staking parachain. A substrate-based confidential smart contract blockchain is Phala. Plasma is a leading dApps hub on the Polkadot that supports Ethereum, ZK rollups, and optimistic rollups. Zenlink is a cross-chain DEX protocol based on Polkadot. ChainX, write that down. ChainX is getting hot. ChainX is the largest layer 2 network of Bitcoin based on substrate technology, will evolve into the Polkadot network. Decentralized cloud blockchain technology is the Crust network. Kilt protocol is a blockchain for issuing self-sovereign, verifiable, revocable, anonymous credentials. Akala is the decentralized financial hub of Polkadot, making fast and easy use to financial applications available to everyone. Robonomics, secure, cost-effective, and futuristic Internet of Things platform for connecting robotics under the Polkadot and Ethereum control. And Hydra DX, a multi-headed liquidity omnipool, like the Hydra, right? So look, and they're also going to be rebranding Polkadot. Remember that. Soon you're not going to call it DOT. It's going to have a different name within a month or two. So, and this is why this channel is awesome, man. We have a lot of awesome information here, always providing you with the data and giving it to you live. So that's an amazing thing here we're seeing for the stream. I love all this amazing data. So we have that. We also have the charts and calls only. Okay. That's where you would just post a chart too. No talking, just charts going on in here. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Thank you guys for joining me on this wonderful Thursday. Seems like a laid back day. January 14th. Oh yeah, we need to check XLM and YFI as well. Taking a look at XLM. I mean, look at it. Rounded bowl, inverse head and shoulders that we called it on here. Look. Inverted head and shoulders. Look at that. It's just on its way. It's on its way. We love this pattern. It's been paying out over and over and over again. XLM, unbelievable pattern. Looks beautiful. Yeah, get on your moon boots for XLM. Looks like it wants to accomplish its move back to the all-time high. Up 39% gains coming. If it can get back up to 41 for XLM. So stellar lumens, baby. Doing its thing. And we might as well throw XRP up in there. See what's going on for XRP, dude. XRP, the bank is coin. Yeah. So much controversy over XRP. It already had enough controversy. Who would have thought it could have even more? Unbelievable. So we had some levels for XRP there. You could see. I'll throw them back in here. We have a line here. A line here. Some resistance right there. Major support right there. And a good amount of support here at 25 cents. So XRP hanging out at 29. Let's take a look at what it's looking like on the 4 hour. And you can see XRP is in a bit of a bull pennant in my opinion. Double bottom here, as you can see that too. Kind of a slanted double bottom, but I've seen those play out. Slight cup and handle. It's also in a cup. Let's make the cup. Boom, right? It's in this beautiful cup. So, it's in a bowl, which we already know is bullish. Let's look to see how it makes its way out of the bowl. And it's in this bull flag as well. So right now I'm bullish on XRP. I'm going to give you your target. It breaks out of here. It looks like it could have a little conjunction moment there with the bull. Anyway, someone could even maybe call this a cup and handle if you cupped it right here. So possible scenario of a cup and handle for XRP right there. Look at that. Breaking out and getting all the way up to about 43 is my target for XRP. I mean, It's not even my target. It's the cup and handles target. That's what the cup and handles telling us that it wants to do. So XRP, man, very interesting. Very, very interesting. But yeah, I'm bullish on that until I don't have to be. XTZ, been talking about XTZ a lot, discussing it a little bit. You can see it's forming its own big cup. It's only a matter of time till this really has its day in the sun. So XTZ, you get 6% to stake it too on the apps. I believe Coinbase lets you stake. And to me, look, everything's in this funny little bull flag with a double bottom. And look at that. You just play the bullish patterns the way they're supposed to be played. And that looks like it's going to get right up to the target of about $3 for XTZ. So look for some gains coming on XTZ. Okay, you also wanted XLM and Uni. Gotta go. Thank you for the TA, bro. Talk later. Anytime, man. Anytime. Let's take a look at YFI. YFI for Bitcoin is struggling a little bit. YFI USDT though. Let's see. I saw you was in this big channel on the daily. So here we go. I see it in this channel. Up, down, up. Looks like it still wants to come down and test the bottom of the channel. A lot of times we do see that. I kind of want to say that it will be in this channel till it's not. If it does that, that will bring it back to 27K. Right now it's at 37.5. It went to a high of 30. Wow, it did hit about almost 40K recently. Funny how it's almost tracking the price of Bitcoin, right? Very, very close. Let's take a look. The daily it wants to reset, but we are getting a curve back up on the middle part of the Stokes. Could we get a push back up? Very interesting. Let's take a look at the 4-hour on YFI. It's a little spent too. I feel like there's a good chance we come back down and test 24K. And that still would remain bullish. Still would remain bullish to me. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but it's a good chance. And are we doing a bigger pattern here too? There's a chance that this is a new idea we're taking over. Let me give you a more short-term idea and go to the 15-minute and do my dual pattern theory and see which one really wants to break. So we actually already have a call, in my opinion. So there was a pattern here that is breaking out to the upside. And we got a target for that. It's about right here. Boom. And you got a bull flag right here as well. Boom. Ascending triangle in a bit with another smaller pattern. And it looks like it really does want to get up to 40K in the immediate short term when I look at it this way and I break it down into the 15-minute. So interesting. Interesting. Some bullish signs definitely for YFI. We can get back to 40K. And achieve it, and then get to those all-time highs for YFI. All right, guys, ask me some questions, man. I want to interact. The chat has been really flat. Yesterday, the chat was out of control. Last night, the chat was good, and now it just... I don't do well when the chat's not moving well. It kind of ruins me. I need that chat to move to feel that energy. It's all about the interaction. Like, that's the only reason I'm doing this is for the interaction. Can't get the interaction, then it's just like, man. You see we're in the ascending triangle here for XLM as well. Where is everybody, man? Where is everybody today? What's going on today? I'm wondering if like the notifications are getting sent out or something like that. Russian shooter, my man. Algorand. Did you do ADA yet? No, we didn't look at ADA. We didn't look at Algorand. Let's take a look at those. Yeah, just start bringing up some suggestions. Let's talk about what you guys want to talk about. Let's have a little talk, you know. Let's get it moving, man. I'm trying to keep the energy up. I'm trying to keep it going. I'm trying to keep it moving. We here, boss. Where you guys at, though? Let's take a look at ADA. Cardano doing amazing things. You can see I have Cardano inside of this. Broke out, broke back up, and now it's breaking out of this really beautiful falling wedge. I have a target for ADA all the way up here at about 41 cents. It is going to have a bit of resistance when it hits this high at 35, but boom. You can see ADA is even in this inverted head and shoulder on the 15-minute. Head, shoulder to little right shoulder, and we can even take that from the neckline back to the top of the head, and we can flip that over to one of the shoulders, and that positions, the shoulder ends in the green line, and that positions us all the way up at 38 for ADA too. So ADA looking really, really nice, cooking, as we say. ADA cooking. Another thing I see for ADA, look at this, a giant double bottom. Look, bottom, boom, ADA. So ADA to 40 cents looks very probable. A lot is showing us that ADA wants 40 cents. Yeah, pattern's looking pretty nice to me. Everything's looking all right. Do we make another giant right shoulder? It's possible. Let's take a look at this. Wouldn't put it past ADA to do that, right? Come all the way back down and test 25 one more time. Hey, but it's not saying it's guaranteed to happen. It's just a possibility. Another thing that we see, though, for ADA is we do this. We run our line here. And then we run another line down here. And that puts us in an ascending triangle for ADA, which is very bullish. And we just saw a bunch of those break out last night. And there you go. And that could give us a temporary target for ADA at about 42. Beast mode. So amazing, right? So there you go. There's some different scenarios for ADA, but it's what I like to see. It'd be dumb to consider shorting Bitcoin around 40K. Finally, someone that gets the technology. Looking to the new head of the SEC pick, MIT professor of blockchain. Yes. That's amazing, right? That's going to do good for us, guys. That's going to be amazing. So let's take a look at that too. SEC, new head, MIT professor. I mean, that's those two words together, unbelievable. Dude, Biden to name the MIT professor and former CFTC chairman to head the SEC. Wow. President-elect Joe Biden is expected to name MIT professor Gary Gensler as the chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission, according to a Reuters report citing two sources familiar with the matter. Gensler has led the Biden-Harris Transition Agency review team responsible for financial industry oversight since November, and previously served as the chief financial officer for Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign. Gensler, a professor at MIT's Sloan School of Management, served as chairman of the Commodity Futures and Trade Commission from 2009 to 2014 under the President Barack Obama. So he's been in there for years. They all know him. Commodity of the Futures, after the passage of Dodd-Frank, he implemented new rules to regulate the $400 trillion swaps market following the 2008 financial crisis. He oversaw credit default swaps. He oversaw the prosecution of investment banks and the LIBOR rigging scandal, which a lot of people don't know about too, which is actually connected to some other really weird things. So once you get into LIBOR, you actually go down a deep hole. It's up to you if you want to take that and go into that. I'm not going to talk about it here. Gensler's appointment as the country's top securities regulator is expected to put an end to the 4 years of rule easing that Wall Street banks, brokers, funds, and public companies had enjoyed under President Donald Trump's SEC Clayton. Rule easing that Wall Street banks and brokers. Interesting. From 1999 to 2001, he served as under the Secretary of the Treasury for Domestic Finance. So he seems like to be the guy for the job. Let's hope he's pro Bitcoin. He's an MIT professor. Let's see what's going on. Is he a blockchain professor, though? He's Sloan School Manager, the chairman of the Sloan School of Management. We'll take a look at him. Let's take a look at who he really is. Gary Gensler, right? Do a bit of a deep dive here. He was born October 18th. He's a fellow Libra, right? Professor of Practice of for you, XRP Musa. What's up with Bitcoin? What's your predictions, my G? Gabrielle Kenzo, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for jumping on into the stream. We looked at the Bitcoin every morning, right when the stream begins. We do have a DVR, so you can just scream right to the back, and you're going to really get all that information. I'll probably do a deeper dive than if I did it for you right now. But right now, we see Bitcoin right here. It's forming bull flag popping, and now it's forming another bull flag and already moving up to 37. And we have a prediction for it to going up to the top of the pattern here at 42,700. We have an even bigger pattern, though, and an even bigger move for Bitcoin. And my overall huge move is, look, it's forming this giant bull pennant. We're seeing that it was forming this bigger rising wedge. And if it breaks out of the rising wedge to the upside, it looks like it's going all the way to 53,949, about 54K. So I'm calling for 54K Bitcoin, hopefully in, not too long from now. You can see that the MACD has a lack of bearish momentum as well. And we're pushing up on the Stokes in the daily. So that's your overall Bitcoin scenario. We look at the 15-minute, which too is a nice little kind of preamp to what we're seeing, and we're already kind of getting bullish and breaking above some other areas. So Bitcoin continuing to move in the target that I've been predicting. We did just get as high as 40,118 about an hour ago. We would come back down and test 39,500, and now we're forming a new flag here in this area, actually. So I can delete this. This isn't what happened. We ended up pulling a flag here, and we're consolidating between 39,500 and 40K, which to me is beautiful. We can stay in that region for a little while and let the alts play. That would be a beautiful place to consolidate. And then tonight, boom up out of the pattern and get into the 43K regions that I've been discussing for a long time. So, but I am holding true too that we're also going to go to $54,000 on the bigger pattern on the daily. So there you go, man. Gabrielle, it took a week to go up 20K. So yes, we shall wait and become rich. Yes, my friends. Patience makes the heart grow fonder of the gold. Top blockchain classes at MIT. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, so MIT and Sloan Management, co-director of MIT's FinTech and CSAIL, and senior advisor to the MIT Media Lab Digital Currency Initiative. Look at that. He's also an American public official and currently leads the Biden-Harris Transition Agency Review Team, responsible for the Federal Reserve Banking and Securities Regulation Group. Chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission. That's amazing, man. And we're going to get rid of John Clayton and all these whack-ass conservatives. Sorry to say. Shouldn't say that. We're going to get rid of John Clayton and all these guys. Yeah, whatever. I shouldn't even say anything right now. I like the SEC changing into a more progressive mode. Okay? I don't pick sides. Now I'm going to get labeled. All I'm saying is I'm really happy with that pick as well. It looks like it's going to help anyone who's in blockchain to have someone of that nature in a position that knows what's going on. Like, it's about time we put someone who knows what's up in the position to do what's right. Let's take a look at the dollar. We didn't look at the dollar index today. Still spiking. Still doing good. Flagging a little bit here on the 4 hour as well. Forming a little bit of a shoulder head and inverted head and shoulder too as well. Look at that. Looking a bit like an altcoin at the moment. And it looks like it could bust out of this and continue up all the way to 91.81. So as much as I want to remain bearish on the dollar, I know my patterns and I play them well. And that's what we're seeing for the DYX. Let's get into the news. It's about that time. That's what I love about TradingView. It fishes all the news for you because they know news is part of trading. So it fishes news right here for you, and you could just hit a ticker and it's going to give you the news around that ticker, circulating that ticker. And this is what I use a lot to help us get news, because I get the news from all around, all different places, right? And it's awesome. We tend not to miss a beat when we do this, so it works out for us, it works out for me, and I hope you guys like it as well. Talks about regulations, and it gets into the heart, a little bit of prediction, stuff of that nature as well. But you can see that I already predicted a $42,000 Bitcoin coming up on us not too far from now. Okay. Twitter CEO praises Bitcoin while defending the Trump ban. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey said last week's ban of Donald Trump was a necessary evil, that the firm still supports decentralization. In a tweet storm today, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey addressed last week's ban of Donald Trump from the platform and paused to hail Bitcoin's ability to enable decentralized control. Trump was booted from the social network in the aftermath of last week's Capitol attacks after the Twitter deemed his tweets likely to incite further violence. I did not celebrate or feel pride in having to ban the real Donald Trump from Twitter, or how we got here. After a clear warning we'd take this action, we made a decision with the best information we had based on threats to physical safety both on and off of Twitter. Was this correct? I believe this was the right decision for Twitter. We faced an extraordinary and untenable circumstance, forcing us to focus all of our actions on public safety. Offline harm as a result of online speech is demonstrably real, and what drives our policy and enforces above all. The CEO expressed mixed feelings about the ban, which some have criticized as setting a dangerous precedent, but then pivoted to start to Twitter will work towards more transparency in our moderation operations. Yes, we all need to look critically at inconsistencies of our policy and enforcement. Yes, we need to look at how our service might incentivize distraction and harm. Yes, we need more transparency in our moderation operations. All this can erode a free and open global internet. Yeah, like I heard there was talks about, like, you put something around someone's and it said Mike Pence and they let that lie. So if you're going to do, I'm just saying, like, you can't do one thing and then not do another, The reason I have so much passion for Bitcoin is largely because of the model it demonstrates, a foundational internet technology that is not controlled or influenced by any single individual or entity. This is what the internet wants to be, and over time, more of it will be. All right, Jack Dorsey. He likes the Bitcoin because it can be something that he can't. Bitcoin's price is up over 10%, and it broke many important hurdles. Ethereum retested many main USDT 1,150 resistance, and XRP is still struggling to close the USD 30 cent. Hedge rallied 50% and DOT surged 35% to clear $11. So Bitcoin price doing really well. After a clear break above 35,000, it was about to climb. I like to read this even though we do our own stuff, guys, if you don't mind. It's just kind of cool to me. USD 36,200 resistant levels. Bitcoin gained 10% and even spiked above USD 38,000. It's correcting gains, but dips are likely to remain limited below 37,000. The previous resistance at 36.2 and 36,000 might act as support in the near short term. On the upside, the price could surge nearly to near 38,000, and we already broke that. So this is old news, man. Bitcoin prediction: Bitcoin to peak to 42,000 and drop, says the analyst. Bitcoin expects a peak to 42K. Strong support is currently found at 37 mark, and a strong resistance currently lies at the 38,000 mark. I think my TA is better than his. Regular green light for Hong Kong's first Bitcoin ETF reports. The very small financial group, VSFG, that's awesome, and its Arona Capital blockchain arm have reportedly won regulatory approval to launch Hong Kong's first Bitcoin exchange-traded fund. That's amazing. Hong Kong's going to have an ETF on Bitcoin. That's going to only be better for the news. Newport man pledges 25% to search for a missing hard drive with $7,500 in Bitcoin. An IT engineer is seeking permission to search for a missing Bitcoin hard drive in a landfill site. The device reportedly contains about 7,500 Bitcoin, currently worth over $200 million. At the largest cryptocurrency saw an exponential growth in value over the past month. Many people who sold thousands of Bitcoin in earlier years are probably stretching their heads and regret now. Likewise, those who lost access to their Bitcoin wallets are speaking up for assistance. Today, an IT engineer from Newport, the United Kingdom, is confidently seeking permission to search for a missing hard drive in the city's landfill site. The Bitcoin is in the device are estimated to be worth $280 million at today's price. The 35-year-old Newport man, James Howells, narrated that he mistakenly threw away the Bitcoin hard drive, wrongly assuming it was the empty device he had. Howells' first attempt to search for the missing hard drive containing 7,500 Bitcoins proved abortive, as the council failed to permit it. For the second time, however, the Newport IT engineer pledged to offer 25% of the value to the city as a COVID relief fund. Howard also explained his strategy for searching for the Bitcoin hard drive in the landfill and also the safety measures they will adopt to ensure the unhealthy gases from the site don't escape. He believes he could be retrieved. The way the landfill operated in 2013 was a general waste bin was full. It was given a serial number. It was dragged off to an open pit. It was buried. It was also given a grid reference number, the engineer explained. So that means if I could access the landfill's records, I could identify the week that I threw the hard drive away. I could identify the serial number of the bin that it was in, and then I could identify where the grid reference is located. There are chances that the device, if found, may no longer be working. However, the Newport man said that the inner disk may not be affected, which is the core component needed to recover the Bitcoins. Yo, that'd be so cool if he gets it. That'd be amazing if he gets it. Shout out to him, man, for not giving up, right? Regulatory green light for Hong Kong's ATF. We got that. Man who lost Bitcoin in the landfill. Yep. Possible limitations for buyers as Bitcoin searches skyrocket. Shoe shine indicator irrelevant. Trading and investing platform eToro has set out a warning to its users that it may limit buy orders this weekend, while others warn of drying liquidity, suggesting that the demand for the world's #1 cryptocurrency is growing further, and the shoe shine indicator isn't relevant in this current cycle when Google searches for Bitcoin are nearing all-time high of 2017. We would like to give you advice notice of possible limitations to the crypto buy orders this coming weekend. eToro has reported, as the reason behind this possible move, eToro gave unprecedented demand for crypto coupled with limited liquidity, which they said presented challenges to our ability to support buy orders over the weekend. Look, eToro reports 380,000 new users in the last 11 days. In the peak of 2017, Binance saw 250,000 new users sign up in one day. They had to shut the gates, and people were selling Binance accounts for hundreds of dollars. I thus rate this as a 1.4 froth 10. Sell side liquidity crisis, baby. Isn't that crazy? There will be froth. That's funny. Bitcoin wallet firm Ledger discovers full extent of the breach. Ledger has disclosed details of the HUUGE data breach. The Parasinian hardware wallet company Ledger has disclosed the personal details of further 20,000 customers. So they said there was another Shopify breach. 20,000 more people were added. Hackers stole $3.8 billion in crypto and hacks in 2020. A recent article, Atlas VPN study, shows that throughout 2020, hackers stole $3.78 billion and 122 blockchain-related attacks. The number of blockchain-linked hacks has dropped for the first time in 5 years. The amount of stolen money is significant, but can be contested since the researchers used mid-January 2021 values rather than those at the time of the attacks. Exchanges had 28 attacks with 300 million in losses. Crypto wallets had 27 attacks and were the most lucrative targets for the hackers with 3 billion in losses. They also had the biggest average value of stolen assets, 102 million per attack compared to approximately 10 million per attack on dApps or exchanges. And KuCoin was hacked, but they recovered 236 million of the stolen funds. Bitcoin price rebounds above 38K, targeting all-time highs. That's what we're talking about, and that's what we've been talking about. Bitcoin and altcoins signaling upside continuation. Yes, as we talked about. Crypto rises. Several coins surpass expectations. Investors hopeful again. Ethereum, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and XRP. Despite the surges, many currencies, XRP lacks to gain momentum, closing with a disappointing 30 cents at resistance just below, which hasn't met yet. The support level of 26.6 doesn't seem like a far-fetched possibility. No, it does not, as we discussed today on the live. Short-sighted FinCEN crypto rules passed to Joe Biden administration, and I think they're going to get taken care of. And I think with the SEC chairman and everything else, we're going to find some new regulatory clarity. And I also think that changes the whole SEC lawsuit against XRP now, doesn't it? Now you have someone that knows a lot more about the regulation. Interesting to see where this is going to go, right? Because this is like a bit of a rabbit hole that's doing something amazing. So just something to talk about and to bring up here on the channel, right? Wow, so we went over a bunch of predictions. We talked about the news, went over our daily show that we do every morning, and I thought we had a blast, guys. Didn't get as much comments as we usually get. I'm not sure why. It seemed to be a little dry today, but hey, maybe it's a Thursday. Is what it is. People were just doing their thing, kind of more up into space. Maybe people don't have to work as much. Who knows what it really is? But let me pop out the chat here for a second. Still had a blast of comments. Things were doing really well. I mean, we're right at that level too, where we need those hours to get to the monetization. Like, is YouTube throttling me before my monetization? I don't know what's going on, but it is pretty interesting. Usually every day I can barely scroll through the comment section. Today, it's like tiny, which is really weird, honestly. But shout out to everyone on the live stream, The Future Capitalist, Crypto Don Juan, Trade Intuition, Bagwell33, Farmer D. Thank you so much for coming in from Joe's stream. Crypto Don Juan, Trade Intuition, Jose Pedro, my dude, Mohit Singla, Chrissy Fouts, Aradi, my dude, A-Rod NYC, Noel, Hadouken, Bagwell33, Wrenchy T, my man. Oh yeah, TVK. I agree, TVK. We'll talk about that. Trade Intuition, The Future Capitalist, XRP Muser, Crypto 24. Yeah, sending you a DM. I also have off and on issues with getting the notification of the live stream. Interesting. Anyone will be dumb. Yeah, shout out to Ross Bush. Shout out to Gabrielle Kenzo, my man. Thank you for coming into the live stream. I'm painting the house. Shout out to Stel Mob D. Shout out to you. Thank you, man. Hands all painty. That's cool, man. Thank you for coming into the live stream and listening, at least. I really, really appreciate that. So shout out to everyone here, man. I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for jumping in to the live stream. I will see you tomorrow at 9:30. We will rock out and have another beautiful live stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9:30, and I'll see you in the chat. Thank you guys so much for sharing your most precious resource with me, which is your time. Have a wonderful day. And again, if you came to my channel, you're already doing the right thing. Let's say it together. Crypto is life. I love you guys. Peace.